You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Heroes are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 440 of the Battle Heroes podcast. I'm your host, Dave Granite, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
We're just a couple days short of decision day. It's just in a couple days.
Sports, right?
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait.
Forget Game 7. The best two words in sports is decision day. We got that on Saturday. If you haven't already, make sure that you check out our Battered MLS Fans channel where we had a decision day show where we broke down all the scenarios. Nashville has got a lot to play for because they can move up to getting home field advantage on the first round, which is a big deal. They have to beat Miami.
Yeah.
And we'll get into all of that. But again, Battered MLS Fans. And one other thing before we get into today's episode. So Fabian Rankel, friend of the show, he went ahead and he has like his little award thing, right? He covers the whole league. He has a lot of followers from across the MLS, and he does like a little award thing. And he go ahead and he puts like the best MLS podcast, the best team specific podcast. We weren't nominated. We weren't nominated for team specific podcast. Cool, I think we should, but whatever. But he did nominate us for the Battered MLS Fans for the best MLS show. And one thing that we realized is that the people that are nominated with us, the World's Gam. Now, they are similar to us because we are a Miami-centered MLS podcast, right? We talk about the MLS on the Battered MLS Fans, but we're Miami-centered. Well, the World's Gam is similar. They talk about the MLS, but they're Cincinnati-centered, right? They have their Cincinnati show, and then they go ahead and then they cover the league on the World's Gam. And let me tell you something. Cincinnati stand up because they have come out and every Cincinnati fan that watches that show, all of Ohio has come out and voted for them. So because we have a beef with Ohio, just because we don't like Ohio, we feel like Miami, because
Ohio sucks.
Yeah. So how about all you Inter Miami fans that are watching us, even if you don't watch the Battered MLS Fans, just to stick it to Ohio, how about you get on there, the TC Fabian Rankel, go ahead and just write in Battered MLS Fans, just because we don't like Ohio, and the World's Scam apparently is just an Ohio-based show. So go ahead, find Fabian Rankel, vote for the Battered MLS Fans, just because we don't like Ohio. And that's kind of just what I want.
And I mean, just add also like LeBron and our Miami is better than your Miami, because like apparently Ohio has a Miami where like 75 people live there. I guess whatever.
All right. Well,
Miami,
just wanted to put that out there.
What are you doing? Like, how contrarian are you to go to a terrible city like that? Well, I mean, it might be a nice city. I don't know, but Ohio sucks.
All right. So we are here to talk Saturday. Big game for everybody that I'm sure a lot of people remember. Nashville, the site of our Leagues Cup final victory in 2023. I was there. And it's funny because I took a picture in the stadium, and our guest Uncle Mad shows up in the background of that picture. I was like, oh shit, look at Uncle Mad in the background of my picture. So that was pretty funny. But it is a cool site. I love the stadium, love the atmosphere. I'm sure it's going to be popping. And the best thing is that although Miami has a lot to play for because they are trying, if Miami wins, there's a possibility if Cincinnati drops points and Vancouver drops points, that Miami ends up second in the entire league, meaning the only way they travel during the playoffs is if they meet up against Philadelphia. If they lose to Nashville, all of a sudden things get sticky because all of a sudden Cincinnati might end up with a better record. Vancouver can, San Diego can, LAFC maybe even can. I have to look at it. So a lot to play for both teams. Nashville, if they win, they could end up as high as fourth. and host either Charlotte or NYCFC. But let's talk real quick, Chris. Starting 11, we're going all in, I'm assuming.
So I don't know. I mean, but like it's starting with the goalkeeper. What's all in? Like, is Rocco all in? Is Ustadi all in? Again, I feel like Rocco's gonna start, just like I mentioned, because Mascherano is just gonna basically tell him if you blow it, you're done. And if you do amazing, you get one of the 3 potential playoff games, or one of the 2, hopefully. As far as like the back line is concerned, I feel like that is solidified. Noah Allen and Falcone, Frey starting, and of course, no question, Jordi Alba. The midfield is a little murky. I think Bright's not going to start. I think everything is pretty solidified, except for the goalkeeper, which is like legitimate. I mean, look, I got to be honest, Danny. I love having goalkeeper conversations, because it reminds me of like quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks. Like, this is the ultimate backup quarterback, where like you don't see him often. You know, you don't really like the starter, and you're dying for the backup. And but everybody loves the backup. You have a good game, you're the most important person in the city.
This is the thing. I don't think anybody likes the backup. I think they're both backups, and I don't think anybody's happy with either one of them. At least I'm not. I'm not happy or confident with either one of those in goal. I wish we had a better goalkeeper, and in the offseason, we need to upgrade.
Did you not see Rocco Blocco in the preseason in penalty kicks? I mean, he is a wall.
He blocked
He is a unit, Danny. What? He blocked a couple. He was a unit.
Well, Danny. I definitely wouldn't hang my hat on that. And then real quick, before we get into Matt, we're going to bring him on right now. I did see Solana on Twitter, and he was on Twitter. He said, and actually this morning we did Las Garzas. If you guys speak Spanish, you want to hear some football talk in Spanish, Las Garzas CF, we recorded it this morning. Cafecito con Las Garzas. And he was saying that he feels like this team is healthier than it was going into the playoffs last year. And we kind of went over that, and that wasn't the case. We were healthy last year also. We got injured during the first round. But he also feels like they're in a better form going into this year. And he's kind of basing it off of the last few games. He feels like the defense has kind of found its stride. And maybe it's because I was like half asleep, because it was 6:30 in the morning. I didn't really realize, like, that's not accurate. The issue is that
there's no way that's accurate.
Because we look better defensively, but we look better defensively against teams like Atlanta that have scored like 3 goals all year,
and New England,
who I think that they might owe some people goals because they haven't scored any. Like, it's been really bad, the teams we played against over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then the game before that, we played against Chicago, and Chicago hung 5 on us. So I wouldn't say that we look better. Yeah, I agree that you have to beat whoever's in front of you. And I'm sure that helps a little bit mentally with motivation, and you feel good about yourself. You start building chemistry. But I wouldn't say that we're in better form going into the playoffs than last year.
I mean, look, Charlotte gave us the business. DC United only won 3-2. You know, I can't say that, not only because of that, we've also had a different back line for the last 2 games that we played against terrible teams. So, like, how does that scream consistency? Right. Like, there's games where Lujan has played with Falcone.
And look, and so to Solana's point, I understand technically why he's saying it, but I feel like you really need to take a step back and kind of look to see why. We got 5 put on our head by Chicago, and then we went ahead and we beat up on New England and Atlanta, which have terrible attacks. They don't score, and that's why our defenses look better. Now, am I saying that I think that we're gonna, flame out in the playoffs? No, I think it's good that we're doing this, right? Even if it's bad competition. But I wouldn't say that all of a sudden I feel more confident in the way that we're going and entering into the playoffs. That I wouldn't say at all. All right.
I'm not confident really entering into the playoffs.
Right. And then Pedri overhyped Campana, 1 assist in 2 games. Yeah, look, nobody ever thought Campana was good. So here we go. So without further ado, our
And by the
favorite
way,
match.
wait, before you bring him on, I do want to say that I've been giving a lot of credit to Luis Suarez about how he's been basically assisting, not just on the pitch, but with the players the entire season. So whether he's been scoring goals or not, he's probably been one of the more important contributors on the team. So like, I don't know where you're trying to go, with that hashtag free speech.
Well, Suarez, for all the slack that he's gotten this season, I'm not a big Suarez fan. I think he's had a good year, and I think that he gives you more than most strikers would give you across the league. All right, but without further ado, our favorite fan from Nashville, Uncle Mad, is here to join us to talk Nashville. So there he is. What's going on, Matt? How are you doing, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Ready for this big match coming up Saturday.
Lots of yellow back there.
Are you and the fans excited about this? Like, is this something like, oh man, we have a chance for home field advantage? Or are you guys like, you know what, house money, we're in the playoffs and we're just looking forward to this. We already got our trophy for the year.
It's
and I want to add to that because I feel like in the beginning of the season when we had you on, it felt sort of doomy gloomy in the beginning.
Oh yeah, totally. Because like the start of the season, I think we were thinking this was going to be a complete rebuild year, like restart year, and it went a little bit better than we thought it was going to be. Like I think that's one of the things we've heard from the people who cover the team in depth in the media, the people you would trust to know what the team thought was going to happen this year was that this was going to be kind of phase one of the Nashville SC rebuild. So to even be like in the mix, to be top four, potentially with a home field playoff game, is ahead of the schedule basically for this team. So, we've got a lot to play for, but I think this is like the first time in like years we've actually had stuff that could actually happen on decision day. I feel like we've been locked in, even in our better years. We knew where we were at on decision day. We could go from like fourth all the way down to like, eighth. What happens around the league this year. So it's going to be a crazy decision day for Nashville SC for sure.
And it's not just us. We were looking through the decision day on yesterday's Battered MLS fan show, and I think there's only like 3 teams locked into their spots, which is Philadelphia, Seattle, and I want to say, was it Portland? Every other team can move up and down in the standings, and it could affect their first round matchup. So decision day is going to be really fun this week. But focused in on just this, you guys won the Open Cup. First trophy in team history, so congratulations to Nashville SC and to the fans who I'm sure celebrated the hell out of it, because winning that first trophy is always fun. There you go. So are you guys satisfied with the trophy? Like, is that it? The rest of the year is house money? Because I always said, and again, I said it on the Battle MLS fan show probably more than I did on here, but I constantly said I thought Nashville's year to compete was next year. I was surprised that you guys did so well this year. I thought next year you guys are going to kill it. This year is going to be like a slow rebuild. You guys got a trophy. I think it's house money at this point. Is that how Nashville fans see it?
I think it's one of those.
Predicted as well that Nashville was going to be high, not low.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like, you probably like, trying to like lower expectations. That probably would have been the start of the season. But like once you get to the point, a couple of months ago, we were like neck and neck with the supporter shield or the supporter shield standings. And it's like, oh, could we possibly get there? But then you guys had like 7 games in hand through the whole season. It was like, if we're being realistic, it's probably going to take a lot. And like, from my perspective, I definitely was like, if we get anything out of this season, it would be a huge success because last season was so frustrating. So to get a cup, to maybe have a home field chance for the playoffs, all that's it's gravy at this point in time. So we're pretty happy right now. There's probably some fans like, I think our fan base is a little bit newer still to soccer. So like, the expectation is, well, you don't just win everything every year. What is this? How does this happen? So, but I think the seasoned fans, the fans that know what's up, are going to be pretty happy one way or the other this season.
You know, I was looking at the standings from last year, and I had forgotten that Nashville was towards the bottom of the league. They ended up in the Eastern Conference. They were 13th out of 15 teams.
Yeah.
And you know what's really interesting, just overall, that the bottom 4 teams, 3 of those bottom 4 teams in the East are in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of the parity of the MLS, because Chicago, Philadelphia, which was one of those 4 teams, ended up with the Supporter Shield this year. Philadelphia, Nashville, and Chicago all made it, and then New England, which you said was one of the more disappointing teams, Chris, didn't. But yeah, any year that things could just turn around and you could just be at top of the table, like Philadelphia or Nashville.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the crazy thing for us is like Nashville SC fans is like, we're I think 4-0 against Philadelphia this year. They won the Supporter Shield. We've beat them every time we've played them this season. So it's like
really,
either we beat them in the Open Cup, we beat them twice in regular season. So it's like the best team in the league, and like we've had their number for whatever reason this year. That's like to your point. That is one of the fun things about MLS is like, you know, anybody can beat anybody any given day.
Yeah, and in the playoffs is win or go home. And you know what? Talking Inter Miami, we keep talking about how Inter Miami is going to have to go on the road against Philadelphia, but against everybody else, they might be at home. They would only see Philadelphia probably in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I don't think Philadelphia is going to make it that far. I don't know why. I predicted that Philadelphia would end up a top 4 team before the season started. I thought they would be good, but I just don't believe in them going ahead and I don't know what's going on there with Chris. I don't believe in them making it very far. And the East is stacked because Philadelphia is going to end up playing against like Columbus or Chicago in the first round. Could you imagine having to play against Wilfred Nancy?
Yeah.
Best out of 3 in the that's your prize. Go ahead. Supporter Shield winner. Here's Columbus, Wilfred Nancy, and possibly a healthy Diego Rossi. That's a rough draw. All right. Well, I don't know what's going on.
I was just there trying to figure out what's going on with my computer. I think I'm going to connect on the phone because this is a disaster.
All right. Well, with that said, Uncle Matt, Nashville this season, we kind of touched on it, you know, generally, but as of late, over the last 6 weeks or so, how has Nashville been looking to end the season?
Man, it's been pretty up and down. One week we look like, you know, the Nashville SC that was like chasing Supporter Shield, and next week we look like the last year Nashville SC. So kind of hard to predict. You know, we've been bouncing all over the place. We kind of go as our goal scorers go, as most teams do. You know, when Sam Surridge and Hani find the back of the net, goes well for us, but we haven't really had the extra attacking people lately. Obviously, the U.S. Open Cup run was really good for us. Getting that off the table was there, but yeah, like you know, I put a little money line bet against us the last game we had with Montreal because we'd won the Open Cup on Wednesday, played Montreal on Saturday. I was like, I think the boys probably had a little fun on Saturday night and had before they went up to Montreal. I was like, so we've been kind of zigzagging, you know. It was it's been like feels like we win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So we've been kind of all over the place lately.
Oh, okay. So as far as the formations, I know BJ Callahan came and kind of changed some things around. We're accustomed to Nashville being that hold that low block, try to beat you on the counter, hold the low block, and then honey mustard will get us over the line. Like that's the Nashville way. But things have changed now. So for people that aren't familiar with the new Nashville, how are you guys looking as far as tactics and formation?
Yeah, so for the most part of the season, BJ's had us playing like a kind of like a 4-2-2-2, but it's kind of been one of those where he can flex it into 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 if he needs to. Basically, it's like adjusting players where they can press if we need to, we can sit deep if we need to. Pretty much a back 4, but with kind of a little bit of flexibility in front of us. It's worked out pretty well for us. It's basically had Hani Mukhtar and Sam Surridge basically having the freedom to go up top and kind of do what they need to do, and like basically giving the other team the deeper midfield chance to press and break and set things up for them. So it's been kind of a interesting season to watch because it's been very much of a flexible formation. It's kind of like I like that style of play because like it's, to me, growing up playing soccer, like it was, you know, go play, just go do what you can find your own way on the field. And like there's a little bit of that to Nashville SC this season.
Total football.
Yeah, total football. Total football is a great way to describe it. It's like everybody can play any position. Like your left back can suddenly be your center forward out of nowhere. Like that's, in simple terms, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I can see that. And as far as X factors go, we know the Honey Mustards, we know the Sam Surges. Who on Saturday should we be looking out for when we're watching the game? Be like, "Ooh, this guy could hurt us," or "This guy's been having an undercover, sneaky good season," and not many people outside of Nashville are talking about him.
I mean, man, he was an all-star, but I don't know if he's getting the credit he deserves. Andy Nahar, our right back, our Honduran
That's what
right
I was
back,
gonna bring up.
We signed him this season, and like he you think of a right back, you don't think that's going to be that big of a spark for your team, but like he's basically like our third best attacking player coming out of right back, and he's been electric to the point that like I think he was signed as kind of a bridge player. We got a younger player, Mackenzie Gaines, who I think was supposed to be the long-term option there. But Nahar was just so sick this season. He got a 2-year extension about 2 weeks ago, was announced. So he's been the dude. He's been the guy that has given us something. And he's one of those guys. He was at LAFC a couple of years ago. He's been with DC United. So he's got kind of a track record in MLS. But, for us, he was kind of the unexpected spark for us this season. So he's I don't know if you can pick somebody that made the All-Star team as kind of like the
Right.
surprise player, but I mean, like, it certainly here in Nashville, that was not a guy that was like, on our radar. It's going to be the guy that was going to be one of our key players this season. But yeah, he's been huge for us this year.
Well,
Go ahead.
I wanted to ask because Sam was a guy that I was watching out for. Shout out to Uncle Matt with Catterdays. I got my cat. My cat felt I was doing the show with you today and came up here. My cat Luna Tuna.
There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna bring him up because he's a player that I kind of anticipated that would make a huge difference as well on the team.
Yeah, he's a U22 signing for us, so he's like kind of in that mix where like he had a really good start to the season. I think he had like 2 or 3 goals in his first like 2 games, but then kind of trailed off. He's had some injury issues, so not been the hugest impact that like he was right out of the gates. But he's a player who can do stuff. Like he's definitely a dangerous player, but hasn't quite hit that full level there yet that we thought he would this season.
Yeah.
But I think he's like 20, so like something to build on for the future for sure.
That's good.
When Miami was having their battles at Nashville over the last couple seasons, when it was League Cup and then the Champions Cup and everything, people down here in Miami kind of, and I think people in Nashville might have started it, and then we just kind of ran with it as a funny thing, was the whole Jacob Schaffelberg is the Canadian Messi.
Oh yeah.
How exactly is Schaffelberg playing this season?
So he's undoubtedly like one of the most popular players with our fan base. Production on the field, like he's not that high level. Like he maybe has 1 goal, 2-3 assists this season. So he's not like production wise doing that much. But
Okay.
like he's one of those guys who kind of impacts the game without that stuff. Like his pace is electric. Like he's one of the fastest players on the field. Like and I think that's why like a lot of our fan base gets excited about him because like
Right.
Fast guy runs fast. This good looks good, but
That's why Chris likes
him.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So he's like he doesn't maybe contribute as much from the goals and assists side of things, but he's fun to watch. Guy runs fast. That's fun. So, but like our fan base loves him. Like he's one of those dudes. Like I'm sure you guys have those guys in Miami who's like he's at every single community event. Like anytime Nashville SC has like a player appearance, like special event, he's like one of the first ones that's always there. So like he's embraced the city. The fans love him. Like he's maybe not the most in terms of stats productive player, but like he's one of those guys you can't really track how important he is to the team just because he does other things, I guess is the best way
Right.
to describe
Doesn't
it.
show up
Right.
on the stat sheet. Yeah.
And I will say this, I'll speak for my wife here, him, Walker Zimmerman, we got a lot of players that the ladies love here in Nashville SC. Like I know like the mullet, the curly hair, it helps.
Yeah. No, I remember the Zimmerman. You gotta keep your wives at home and Zimmerman's around. And I thought that was really cool when and just sorry to cut you off. when the Open Cup was handed to the team, I thought it was really cool that Honey Mukhtar and Zimmerman were the two that kind of received that trophy, because they're the ones that kind of been writing and repping for Nashville the longest.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool moment. Not that I care about Nashville, right? Because I feel like you guys ended up being like kind of our rivals, but
Yeah.
that was a very cool moment. I thought to see that.
Yeah. Zimmerman's like, he's the captain, but he's been in and out of the lineup this year with injuries and stuff like that. And so Hani's kind of been like the de facto captain for a lot of the season. So it was kind of they're the two main faces of our team basically for the first history. So it was definitely cool that they were the ones who got to lift that trophy.
It's kind of like the Messi when he kind of gave Yedlin, even though Yedlin wasn't big for us, like historically, right? But still very cool.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say the Qatari Prince when he gave the cup to the Qatari Prince.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother. Yeah.
He did actually, but it's funny that he gave the trophy to Yedlin, because Yedlin was like the captain guy. So it's like, okay, you were the captain before I got here. Here's the trophy, so you can kind of parade it as the real captain, I guess.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like that showed that Messi, he respected and he understood that what was going on right before he got here. So I thought that was cool. Mr. Grab says, I'm surprised that he isn't wearing the Johnny Cash shirt. We have a Johnny Cash shirt where it's Messi on Johnny Cash. And he's kind of flicking off the camera. Batterfans.com, by the way. But I'm wearing my villain shirt right now. There's that boy in black. And but I'll be wearing that shirt on Saturday. So, yeah, look out for that. And again, if you want it, it's on batterfans.com. All right. Matt, let's say, actually, you strike me as a degenerate gambler. So
Yes.
yeah, so you strike me. I'm not even gonna say. Let's say, hypothetically, you are a degenerate gambler. So let's say on Saturday, you're like, you know what? I am going to bet the house and the cat on Miami, putting it all on the line.
The
And
cat
Saturday morning comes, and you start getting a little bit of butterflies in your stomach. Oof, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was a mistake. I regret it, but I can't take it back. Hard Rock doesn't take refunds. So you got to make sure Miami wins. So how do I do that? Well, you go ahead and you drive yourself to Nashville Stadium. You find Mascherano because for some reason you have access to him, and you whisper in his ear, this is how you beat Nashville SC. What are you telling him?
I would say probably score a goal early, because when we've given up a goal early, that has seemed to be what kind of disrupts our whole flow of things. Like,
Okay.
you look the last couple weeks,
game?
like last week against Montreal, or last week, 2 weeks ago, seems so long ago. Montreal nicked a goal early, and that just threw off the whole flow of the game. Like the bad teams that we've lost to this season have somehow found a way to get an early goal against us. And that's kind of disrupted the game. If we can kind of play the game we want to play and play it the way we want to play, we've done pretty well this season. So it's the teams that have, if they're good, if they're bad, if we lose, if we give up an early goal, it seems to disrupt us maybe more than other teams. So I would say, whatever the strategy is there, find a way to get an early goal, because that seems to throw Nashville off their game a lot this season.
Oof, Montreal. That's a tough one to swallow right there.
MK asked, what is the chance of Messi finishing with 6 goal contributions against Nashville? Let me tell you real quick. Nashville has one of the best defenses in the league. I was looking it up, and there are only 4 teams in the entire league that have allowed less goals than Nashville, which is Philadelphia, Vancouver, Minnesota, and LAFC. That's it. Nobody else has allowed less goals than Nashville. So, can Messi score? Yes. And I think he might get 1 or 2 in to secure that golden boot. Is he going to break Carlos Vela's all-time record of goal contributions? No. He's not even going to tie it. He's not going to get anywhere. He needs 5 goals to tie it. I don't think he'll get anywhere near it. So, if that's what you're looking for, unfortunately, Nashville isn't the place to probably do that.
So,
I mean, the last time we played you guys, like Joe Willis, passed the ball to him and let him tap it into the back of the net. So, he might help you guys out again on that one.
Yeah, but that's what asking for 6 is. it's a bit much.
That's actually been I'm on some Discord chats with some Nashville SC fans where they're like, well, how could Sam Surge get like 5 goals and possibly pass Messi? I'm like, we're having fun here. I think Messi's got the golden boot locked up at this point.
I
think
promise you one thing though. I promise you one thing, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. There's a better chance of Sam Surge scoring 6 goals against Miami than there is of Messi getting 6 goal contributions, because our defense is so leaky. Like, we will leak goals and we will give up the counter. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, right? We even though we've been leaking goals, we don't give up 5 or 6 often. But Nashville's defense is much better than Miami's defense. So,
Well, listen, there is something to what Uncle Matt is saying, allowing goals early. Montreal, like you said, scored early. I was looking at also other games where you guys allowed a goal, lost in the 24th minute. You also have other games. There was another goal like in the 35th minute. I mean, I'm just kind of looking through some of the games. 23rd minute against St. Louis. Like, if a goal is to be had and it's the first goal of the game within the first 25, 30 minutes, I feel like you're absolutely on to something.
Yeah, we've had probably, like, just off the top of my head, I feel like there's been like 12 games this season where a team has scored on us in the first 5 minutes. We've scored at some point in time to tie it up, feeling pretty good, and then somehow in like the last 30 seconds we get scored on again. So it's like that's been our curse this season, is like the first 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes. So like,
the Orlando game.
Yeah, Orlando, even just like a couple of days ago, it's like, yeah. So first 5 minutes, last 5 minutes, that's the key period of the game for the match, because that's been our Achilles heel this season. We give up goals early, and then we somehow give up goals late. Middle of the game, we just like we're good. We're good. We figure some stuff out, and then we fall apart in the other parts.
Cincinnati scored in the 98th minute to beat you guys. Oh my goodness, I remember that goal.
Yeah, that was
what
fun.
A mess.
All right, Nashville. How are they playing out of the back? Because Miami will press, and people think because it's Messi and Suarez that we can't press, but we pick and choose our spots, and we press, we force people into turnovers, and we create better opportunities for ourselves, especially early in the game. I know you said that if we score early, we have a better chance, and I'm telling you, what usually to start off the games, Miami kind of starts aggressive with that press. They kind of fall back into like a little bit of a mid block as the game goes on, because you can't keep that up all game, but they will come out aggressive and press them early. Are they susceptible to turnovers playing out of the back, or are they usually not turning the ball over? I know Zimmerman's good with the ball at his feet. How's the back line as far as receiving that pressure?
They're mostly good. I mean, like, as you mentioned, Zimmerman's pretty solid in the back. If he's playing, he's been injured a lot this season, so he's been in and out. Jason Palacios has kind of been like our big, revelation at center back, at least. And he's got pace, so even when he makes mistakes, he kind of comes in and cleans them up a little bit. Yeah, he's got good recovery speed. Obviously, as I mentioned a second ago, Joe Willis, obviously, like the last time we played you guys, he basically passed the ball to Messi's foot and gave up a goal. So he's not the cleanest goalkeeper in the world in terms of playing out of the back, but, it is what it is. It's not like we're not one of those teams that's like die hard. We are going to play out of the back, even if it does not work, but we will try it. So it's kind of like a mixed bag, We'll bypass and go over the top if we have to. Yeah. Just because, I mean, like, and I think that honestly works a little bit better for us, because, like, it's weird to me because, like, Hani Mukhtar does not seem like that fast of a player, but, like, I guess at the MLS level he is, and Sam Surge is too. So sometimes we've had through balls where they go over the top, and I'm like, this is like a high school game. These guys are like getting through balls over the top, beating people.
Our center backs are shorter too.
Yeah, so we try to do it, but it's not like we're not one of those teams that's going to live and die by it. Like, if it's not working, we'll pass it and we'll go long.
Okay, yeah, because that's what Miami gets. That's how they get teams early, and teams fall into almost giving us good opportunities. And if you give Messi a good opportunity, 9 times out, he's going to put the goal on target. Like, the goalie's going to have to work. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. All right, so I guess we've gotten to the prediction time. We usually start with the guest. So, Uncle Matt, if you guys win, there's a chance that you end up in 4th place in the East, which you hosting against Charlotte NYCFC. If not, if you lose and Cincinnati wins, so I'm sorry, let me paint this picture for everybody real quick. If Cincinnati beats Montreal, which unfortunately I think they will, but if they do, then Miami cannot move up to second. They will be locked into third place. If Miami beats Nashville, Nashville is locked into sixth place. So in this scenario, we play you guys Saturday, and then there's a possibility of us playing each other another 3 times in the next couple weeks. There's a chance that we play each other 4 times in the next 4 weeks.
Jesus.
So just putting that out there. So if Cincinnati beats Montreal and Miami beats Nashville, get ready because there's going to be a lot of Uncle Mad on this show for the next 4 weeks.
Hope they like me.
So yeah, Miami versus Nashville 4 times in 4 weeks. That should be interesting. So prediction.
Yeah, I think both teams will go for it. So I think it'll be a wide open game, a lot of scoring potential. Like I don't think we've beat you guys since Messi's been there. Like I think in the Messi era, I think unless I'm missing a game somewhere, maybe there's one, but like it's hard to imagine both teams have something to play for. Like I said earlier, I think this is like the first decision day Nashville SC has had to have anything to play for, and Miami's coming in. There'll be something to play for. Unfortunately, I do think there's a good chance, the home field advantage we would maybe have might go out the window because there's going to be a lot of people that want to come see Messi play in Nashville. So we'll see how that goes. I could see it. I'll say 3-2 Miami.
Okay.
The last time that Nashville beat Miami was May 17th, 2023, which would be 3 weeks before Messi made his announcement that he was coming to Miami. Yeah.
Yes. And one thing I kind of want to mention here, I guess now that we're going to get to our predictions, Danny, I was looking at the last game that we played against Nashville. It was July 12th. We're talking about 3 months ago. And just so you're aware, David Martinez started at center back for this team.
Was that? I think that might have been his last game with us.
It might have been, and I feel like that just proves to you what consistency has been happening on our defense. Kremaki also started.
Wagon started,
and we had Baltasar Rodriguez off a sub, Redondo, Leo Afonso was still here. Like, the squad looked a little different, and we won 2-1 with Messi supplying both goals and Hani Mukhtar scoring the 1 goal in the second half. I'm going to go with a prediction. It's going to be 4-2 Inter Miami. That's going to be my prediction.
Oh, you're putting 4 up there. I'm sorry, Uncle Matt. I was looking for the last game. What was your prediction?
Oh, I said 3-2 Miami.
3-2 Miami. Okay, 3-2. Chris is saying 4-2. Wow.
Yes.
Why am I'm respecting Nashville's defense way too much. I was only going to give us 2. I'm going to say 2-1 Miami. It's hard for us to keep a clean sheet. I think Hani Mukhtar or Serge could put one past us.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm going to go safe, right? I think that's like the safest score prediction, right? 2-1, being respectful and all that. But yeah, I do think I'm going to say 2-1. I can't see us putting 4 up on Nashville. That you know what? We were talking when the show started about Solana saying that we are in really good form going into the playoffs. If we put up 4 on Nashville, I'm feeling a lot better about going into the playoffs.
It's against Nashville, but like I feel like Hani Mukhtar is going to cook our center backs. Like I feel like that could be a possibility.
You also thought Campana was going to cook our center backs.
I could see a lot of goals in this game just because both teams have a lot to play for. There's not a lot of nobody's going to be holding back. Nobody's going to be parking the bus in this game. Everybody's going to be going for the win. So that's my thought process on it. It's like it could be 3-2. It could be 7-8. Like for all I know, like I think both teams are going to be going for it in this game.
Well, I do hope that Messi puts up a hat trick. I think that would be really cool if he can get to almost 30 goals for the season. But there's absolutely no way that he's getting the 5-goal contributions. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he surprises me that he is the GOAT, and I should stop being surprised by the things he does. The only thing is, if it was any other, like if it was like a New England, an Atlanta, a Galaxy that just leaks goals. But Nashville, man, their defense has been so solid all year. When they're coming out and they have something to play for, I don't see it. But all right, Uncle Mad, I have no idea if we're going to see you over the next 4 weeks. I don't know if you'll be available to join us for the next 4 weeks, but that will be one hell of a time. But please let everybody know where they can find you to watch your blogs, your cats, and your Nashville talk.
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, Uncle Mad, Instagram, Twitter, everything Uncle Mad. You can probably find it. Sometimes there's a underscore, sometimes there's not, sometimes whatever. Google it, you'll find it.
Yes, absolutely.
Blagata. Chris, any final words?
I hope that my computer works better by the time we do this post game show. Because
I like the comments that they were saying that your internet is as consistent as our defense.
it's not the internet, guys. It's my computer. My daughter plays Roblox on it. Sometimes I do too. And it's done a number on the computer. Okay. This thing used to be touchscreen. It's no longer touchscreen.
That's rough. And then one more plug again. Sorry to cover Matt's face, but check out Fabian Rankel's Twitter page. That's right. I'm being petty. Just because I found out the world's scam, the only reason that they're beating us is because it's a bunch of Ohio people voting for them. I'm petty. It's absolutely. At first, I was like, I'm okay losing. I don't care about winning. But when I found out that it's because Ohio people are
Ohio.
No, come on, guys. Go
Who
on
wants
there.
to lose to Ohio?
Vote for us. If it's Soccer Wise that beats us, that's fine. I don't care. But I don't want to lose to Ohio. So go ahead. Fabian Rankel, just put at Battered MLS fans and help us win that because I don't want to lose to Ohio.
I mean, he had MLS moves in one category, and that guy.
There you go.
Well, shout out to For the Beast. Says, I like Uncle Mad. Thanks, guys. We'll vote. Much appreciated.
All right. And there we go. So that is it on Saturday. Big time game. Oh man, I forgot. I like this little thing right here.
I mean, remove one of those last comments there. That yellow guy. I don't know.
Oh.
What?
Okay. Hey, it's okay.
Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
So again, Saturday, big time game, 6 o'clock start, earlier than usual. So make sure that you check that out, and we'll be here for the post game. So again, Uncle Matt, appreciate you. Are you going to be at the game?
I will be. Me and my wife are going to a local beer fest before the game, so it should be a very interesting vlog after that.
Might not make it.
Yeah,
you might not make it.
We'll see.
Yeah. So again, appreciate you. I hate you, Chris. And if you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, all the good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 44 minutes. And we will be back on Saturday for the post-game show. So until the next one, have a good one.